Are we all psychic? Well, from my psychic perspective, absolutely. Absolutely. We're all psychic every day, every moment that passes, every thought we think. We think 60 thoughts per minute. That's a thought every second. And is that thought psychic? I will argue today that it is. Because really what's going on is you're having three types of thoughts. You've got your thoughts, which are just your mundane things, your everyday tasks, your things that you're crossing off your list and thinking about. Thoughts like, hey, I'm really hungry, or I really enjoyed that movie that I watched last night, or I sure do miss so-and-so. Then you have your good thoughts, which for this conversation and for this purpose, we're going to just roll your thoughts and good thoughts all into one. The good thoughts like, wow, I'm really happy, or wow, that was really powerful, and I'm really emotionally affected in a positive way. These are our thoughts and good thoughts, okay? So for argument's sake, there's one type of thought we have. Another type of thought we have is questions, right? We're going to ask ourselves questions. We're going to say, what am I doing at my job? Am I happy? Is the partner I'm with the right partner? Right? We're asking ourselves questions all day long. And maybe we think we know the answers, or maybe we don't, but we're asking these burning questions. And that's the second kind of thing that comes through our mind, the second kind of thought. And the last one is fears. And boy, does that take up a lot of space. Our subconscious has so much programming of the things we've either failed at or been told that we couldn't do. And so we have all these crappy opposites of hopes. We hope for something, but we fear we're not going to get it, or we fear we're not enough for it. And the thing is that right there takes up so much of our headspace. So we have our thoughts and our good thoughts, we've got our questions, and we've got our fears. We've got those three kinds of things that rush through our brain at all times. But here's the thing. Where does the psychic ability come into all of this? The thing is that each and every one of us, as I mentioned before, has this thing called the subconscious. And it is actually running the algorithms of the programming that has been created from every circumstance we've ever been in, every story we've been told, every belief we've decided to keep and believe. And this algorithm inside of our subconscious mind actually dictates our perspective. And so what we're doing is we're looking at each of these things from the eyes of whatever our perspective is. And now I'm really going to blow your mind. Because here's the thing. Are these thoughts that I was just talking about actually our thoughts? Is this our identity? Is this what we are? Are we our thoughts? Is this how we exist in the middle of these thoughts? Or are we our subconscious programming? You see, the way I like to look at it is my life belongs to Tana. She is Tana. She's got all sorts of fears and hopes and expectations and perspectives, and she's got ideas, and she's got dreams and desires. But Tana is just the ride. That's not who I am, and that's not who you are. We're the observer on the ride. Our eternal soul is more of this blank, curious, mostly good kind of experience that just wants to have and take the ride. And so here I am on this ride called Tana, and here you are in the ride called whatever your name is. And we're actually giving ourselves a chance to experience life as it's happening and unfolding in front of us. And we're banking these stories and these perspectives and these ideas and these fears and these hopes, and we're putting them into our subconscious mind. But then what is it then when Spirit speaks to us and gives us guidance? Because we are all very psychic, and like I said, with each of those thoughts we think, every second we think a new thought. How is that psychic? The reason why is because the whole conversation is happening in your awareness. You're just becoming aware of it. You're not having those thoughts. Start having those conversations in your mind. Your subconscious programming is communicating with you, the ultimate antenna, the ultimate machine capable of actually receiving messages from the ethers, from beyond our dimension and beyond our space-time, however you want to think about it. We are antennas, and every thought we think is actually our spirit observing the subconscious mind of our identity, communicating with the intuitive information and stimulation we are receiving with our machine, our antenna. And so every minute we have a thought that is mundane. Should I do something? Is it time to do this? I'll argue that the reason we actually even thought that is because our subconscious mind is having a conversation with something in the ethers that says, Tana, it is time to do that thing. It is time to pay attention to this over here. And inside my mind, the ultimate canvas for spirit speaking to my identity, my soul is aware, and my soul watches it unfold and watches the conversation between what the universe is spreading out in its infinite song and powerful vibration of consciousness. And it lands right there in my mind. And it mixes up and has a conversation with my perspective, i.e., my subconscious. And you're doing it too. You are having conversation with the cosmos and your person, your identity, the ride that you're on, who you are, the name you call yourself. That perspective is allowing you to filter through the information you receive from your antenna and create an experience in which you can observe and that you're aware of. And all the while, you think you're an island. You think you're thinking these thoughts and they originate from you and they're kept to you and they only happen to you, and if you don't share them, they exist only in your mind. And really what you don't know is that you are dancing with every atom of the universe as it runs through and shares its voice with the all, the everlasting and ever powerful full consciousness of all that is. You are guided every moment by this consciousness. It's not even something that has to happen where you think it's a person talking to you. The universe is what it is. It's truth that can be felt. Just like there are waves in the ocean, you feel the fabric of space and time and all that is and all that was. You feel it in your antenna, and this truth, whether guided from an individual consciousness like your mom who has passed, or an angel that you have, or a pet that was so beloved that you lost. All of these things happen. But even if you just consider the truth of space and time, past and present, it's speaking to you, it's talking to you, it's giving you information, it's producing the opportunities for you to have thought. It's producing the opportunities for you to meet your subconscious mind and your identity with this knowledge. And this perspective happens, and the whole thing plays out right there in your mind. The conversation you have with yourself is not just a conversation with yourself. What is self? What is it even? There is a conversation happening, though. And once you're aware that the conversation is happening, you know that you are not an island, that you are a psychic and sensitive, spiritual antenna of all that is. You're observing the journey. You're observing the ride. You're taking it all in. And you're growing in consciousness. The universe grows through you and your consciousness. You are the ultimate psychic being.